Hey, what's up guys? Radku here, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video. And today is going to be Dragoon Eldlich. Now this deck is actually like super good. Like this is the best variant of Eldlich that I've found, and it's super consistent. This deck is like, it plays a lot of bricks, but it doesn't matter because the deck is just so good. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Starting things off, I play 3 copies of Eldlich the Golden Lord. So basically the play style of this deck is to get Dragoon out during your turn, and then get Eldlich out on your opponent's turn. So, like, the thing is that it kind of bypasses a lot of the stuff that makes Red Eye's Fusion bad. So the whole point is to use Red Eye's Fusion during your turn. So this card is just really good for control style. Like, you have a lot of ways of searching it, and it's a great hand trap in general, and it's definitely a really good card, and it's definitely a 3 of. You could cut it down to 2, but I really wouldn't suggest it because it's actually pretty good to hard draw into it, because you actually want it in your hand as opposed to on the field. So I think it's really good at 3 copies. I played 2 copies of Red Eye's Wyvern, so I'm actually thinking about cutting this down to 1. So the whole point of Red Eye's Wyvern is to send it to the grave off of Red Eye's Insight and have another layer of protection for your Dragoon. So the thing is that the only issue is that of playing 2 copies of it is the fact that you need this to stay in your deck, and like with 4 bricks in the deck, it's kind of hard to avoid drawing into them. So like 3 bricks is still a lot, but having the ratio limited is definitely better than doing any of this. But I played 2 copies of it. Again, you could cut it down to 1, put something else in, but yeah. I played 3 copies of Ash and 3 copies of DD Crow. Ash is just generically good, and DD Crow is like the best, like to me, it's the best hand trap in the game right now because it can banish cards. So this is a way of getting around the Elixir cards because they activate, your opponent has to activate them in the grave. So it's not just generically when it's sent to the grave. So DD Crow can actually get rid of your opponent's Eldlich cards, as well as the fact that with most decks having graveyard effects, just being able to get rid of them before they can use their effects is really good. I played 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. This is actually okay for the deck. Like, I played 3 copies of Dragoon despite the fact that you can only physically make 1 copy of it in the deck. So, like, having this is actually really good because you're almost never going to banish 3 copies of Dragoon. And if you're activating Pot of Extravagance, you're kind of desperate already. So, 3 copies of it is pretty mandatory. I played 3 copies of Red Eye's Fusion. The whole point of this deck, again, is to draw into Red Eye's Fusion during your turn. So, unlike most decks, you don't actually go into Verte Anaconda to make your Dragoon, despite the fact that I put 2 copies of it in here just in case, like, you get desperate, and you can just use one of your golden land cards and like a hand trap in your hand to go into it, just in case like you're just running low, you don't really have much to do. It's just a really good way of getting into your Dragoon if you need it. I played 3 copies of Red Eye's Insight. This card's actually really good for the deck. So like, your best hand would probably be 1 random spell, 1 Golden Lord, and 1 Red Eye's Insight. Like, that's just generically one of your best hands, just because of the fact that you can use Red Eye's Fusion, ditch your Wyvern, you'll instantly get a search to Red Eye's Fusion, and you have Wyvern in the grave for protection, because you can banish it, then target a Red Eyes in your graveyard, special summon it. You cannot normal summon or set the turn you activate the effect, which is fine because you don't really normal summon in this deck. So, like, this card's just really good. Like, it's just a great searcher. It sets up another layer of protection, and it's a very consistent deck. I play 3 copies of Cursed Eldland. Like I said, the best way to get into your Golden Lord is to draw into it. So having a way of searching it is actually really good. This is a more going first control deck, but this card actually makes it to where you can go second too and have little to no downside. So this card's just definitely really good. It's a great way of getting over cards. Just because you can search a Golden Lord, then Golden Lord can get rid of a card in the hand just to pop, or get rid of a card. Like, it doesn't even pop it. It's really good. And it's a great way of getting around you have decks like Drytron that set up a your whatchamacallit, your Vanity's ruler. So having Golden Lord to get rid of it is really, really good. And having Cursed Eldland to search it is also very good. I played 3 copies of Elixir of Black Awakening. This card's just great just because it can special summon from the deck. Like, really, you're not really going to use it a ton because the whole playstyle is to get Dragoon out on your turn. But it's an easy way to get it out, like, turn 2 or 3. And if you're desperate, you can use it turn 1. But, like, it's not really suggestible. I played 3 copies of Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine, like, that's trap in the deck, really good, and is one of your main combo plays. I played 3 copies of Conquistador of the Golden Land. This card's also really good. It's just a free pop, and it's like on a trap card too, so it's really good. Gets another monster on the field, and I do play 1 target to summon into, but like, this card's really good. I play 2 copies of Hakero. So this card's really good, just because it can banish cards from the graveyard. So it's basically like a DD Crow in the deck, and it's definitely really good for this format. So this is like a really good option to put in here. I played 1 copy of Eldorado Atelandio. I don't know how to pronounce this card. So this card is one Eldlich card that no one realizes and is so broken at 1 copy. So if you activate an Eldlich monster, activate one of these effects. Shuffle 3 of your banished Elixir speller traps with different names into the deck, and if you do, destroy all cards on the field. Or you can shuffle 3 of your banished Golden Land speller traps with different name into your deck, and if you do, have your opponent's life points and gain those life points. Like, that's huge. This card's busted, and no one ever plays it. I think it's a solid one of, and I really, really like it. I played of course, targets for Dragoon. Like, really, these, I want to play them at more, but you can't risk playing bricks that many times. Like, unless you're playing a solid Red Eyes strategy, you're not gonna run more than one of each of these. Which is kind of sad because you don't really have much recovery when it comes to going into another Dragoon. And that means that after you activate the first Red Eyes fusion, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 7 bricks in the deck after that. But like, really, with the recovery with a Wyvern and just the fact that you get rid of 2 of your bricks, it's worth it. And then I play 3 copies of Imperm because it's Imperm. It's a great card, and really, it's always just generically going to be good. So that is it for the main deck. Going into the extra deck, I play 3 copies of Dragoon, main card of the deck, and it's just really important. 2 copies of Verte Anaconda. So really, you don't need to play this. Like, it's not required because you don't really go into Verte that much. But this is just an option if you have like one of your trap monsters sitting on the field and you have a hand trap in your hand. If you're desperate, you could go into a Verte Anaconda and just go into your Dragoon from there. But that really isn't going to happen that often. But it's another option if you need. 1 copy access code for OTKs as well as Boral Sword, 2 great cards. I play the Nightmare lineup for just some generic destruction, and IP Masquerena for disruption. I play 1 copy of Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon. This card actually sets up negates, but it's just not very good in general. Plus, it doesn't really have any effects since we don't play Dark Rebellion, but I kind of just put it in here in case you want a 3000 beat stick without having to risk much, because your Golden Land cards are all level 5, so yeah. I play 1 copy of Gustav Max, 1 copy of Adora, and 1 copy of Libby. Just because they're great cards. They're generic train cards, and are like, Libby is like the best boss monster ever to exist, so like, just having this is really good. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, let me know what you thought, and let me know if there's anything you would change about it. Would you cut out, or would you change up the Red Eyes lineup? Would you put in more bricks, despite the fact that that would just tank the consistency of the deck? Would you put in more hand traps, cut out the Eldorado? Yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video. Peace, guys.